Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Tay from Garrett and Tay, and today I'm going to be talking about 2018, a little recap on what that year was for me, and then what 2019 hopefully will be for me. So looking back on 2018, I don't have anything like super organized to go through this briefly. I'm just gonna kind of do an overview recap of everything. I thought I had made a video last year about what my goals were for 2018, but I didn't make one. So I guess I can't look back on that. So I don't really remember exactly like what some of my specific goals were and stuff. I do know that my goal in the beginning of 2018 was to get my business started, Salted Road Coffee, if you're not following it already. I started the process, well actually I started trying to make this happen like 4 years ago, and I've hit a lot of roadblocks and it's been quite the journey. It's really built my character and taught me not to give up on something when it's not easy. In the beginning of 2018, I had found a builder that actually was able to make this happen, and we started the process of building and everything. So 2018 was really cool for me because I was in a long distance relationship with Garrett. That came to an end and we got to live in the same city and actually hang out and see each other every day, and then we got engaged and then we got married at the end of 2018 in December, so just a couple weeks ago. So that was like a really exciting year for us just in our relationship, and with the business I started to see it come to life, and again hit so many roadblocks because that's just how my life goes, but I just kept going and making it happen. So by the end of 2018, I thought the trailer was gonna be here in Washington, but again, things happened that I can update you on eventually. Some things happened and it's not here yet, so we're still waiting on that to come. Either way, it's been such an amazing year just growing with my family and planning a wedding and seeing my dream come to life and all that, and so all that kind of leads into what 2019 is for me. I was talking to Garrett about this the other day, and I just feel like, to me, 2019 is going to be the year of building a foundation and really just like kind of putting my feet into the ground and making things really strong. So trying to make really strong foundation in like our budget and our financials and all that kind of stuff, and get a good routine of saving, working on our budget, finally getting the trailer here and working on, I know your first year of business is always the hardest. You're just trying to figure stuff out. So that's gonna, I know it's gonna be really hard this year, and I'm totally prepared for that. I don't know that I'm totally prepared for that, but I am expecting that. So I know it's going to be a hard year figuring that out, but I know it's also going to really pay off and be really encouraging for me to go through that. I just want to build the foundation for us financially, just in our businesses, with Garrett with real estate and me with my business and with YouTube and with Arbonne. I just like want to build a good foundation so that, you know, eventually when we want to start a family, that we'll be able to do that. And I know you're never going to be ready for that, but we just want to be as ready as we can. So I did actually write down a plan of, not necessarily a plan, my goals for 2019, because I wanted this to be more specific and better for me to actually look at. I made different goals in different aspects of my life. Side note, I'm sorry about the lighting in here. This is in our apartment, and the lighting's just not very good. There's not really a place for me to like film yet, so I need to figure that out. You guys will get to see a house tour soon, don't worry, but I'm just gonna finish the desk area before, because right now there's just tons of papers and stuff over there. But once that's done, we'll give you guys a full house tour, so don't worry. The first thing is in my faith. I really feel like just in the past like couple years, there's been areas where I feel like God really has challenged me, and I felt really close to him because I've had to really lean into him when things have been hard over the past few years, just trying to make this whole business happen, and people being like, why is it taking you so long? Like, maybe you're not supposed to do it, or like maybe you should just give up, and blah 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 blah. Like, I've heard all sorts of things people saying, and I've done everything I can, and I just keep hitting roadblocks. That's just how it has gone, and I really feel like that's God telling me to push through, because I think you really value something more when you've had to work hard for it and you don't just get something easy. I do believe it's really going to pay off, and I'm just going to keep working hard towards that. So there's times where I do feel like I'm really close to God in that aspect, where like I feel like he's given me this really challenging thing to do and to finish, and I've had to like just rely on him a lot and pray a lot and been like, is this something I'm really supposed to do if I keep hitting roadblocks and stuff like that? But then there's times where I go the opposite way. I'm really frustrated because things are not happening the way that I thought they'd happen. They're not happening in the timing I thought they'd happen, the way I thought they'd happen, and I just get frustrated with God. Like, I really feel like it was so clear to me that he told me to do this, and then the fact that it's been so hard to do and taking longer than I thought it would take has been really frustrating for me. And so there's times where it also makes me just challenge my faith and be like, I'm just confused. I feel like maybe I didn't hear God clearly and all that kind of stuff. All that to say, I just want to be more intentional with just spending time with God and making sure my heart is in the right place this year, and not to let it go that other spectrum where I start to question God and be like, what are you doing, blah 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 blah. I just have to trust His timing is perfect. The way things happen is perfect. As long as I do my part, then everything else is the way that God wants it to happen. So I just have to trust that. The next thing is the gym. Garrett and I were really good about going to the gym before we got married, until things got really crazy right before the wedding, but we were going like 5 days a week, and I just felt so good. Like, I used to work out a lot in high school, and then I graduated high school and gained weight because I started eating whatever I wanted and just working a lot. So I also don't like cooking, so I would just go pick up food all the time, and I made enough money to do that because I was working all the time. I would just go pick up food all the time, but like, the thing about that is it's unhealthy food and it's not really good for you. So I was just starting to gain weight, and then anyway, I want to get back into just the routine of things, which we've been doing for the past few months, and I just really want to keep that up for all of this year and just create that habit where it's not an option. Like, you go to the gym 4 times a week and that's just what you do. Minimum 4 times a week, if not more. Garrett and I are trying to be really good about that. I'm following this girl named Morgan, her gym plan. I'll put her Instagram handle right here so you can go follow her on Instagram and then go buy her plan. But it's my favorite. I've like purchased a lot of gym plans in my life or done free ones, and I just didn't like them. Like, they were fine, but I never finished them. This is the first gym plan that I truly love. Like, I don't know why, I just really like it. I like the way she makes you work different parts of your body. I really like the workout she does, and I really feel like they're effective. I'm also like always so sore. The next one is financial. So this is kind of a big goal, and obviously I think you shoot high and just kind of see where you land, because even if you shoot really high and don't quite reach it, you're still making a lot of progress even if you don't quite reach your goals. All of my goals for 2019 are kind of shot really high, and not that they're necessarily not realistic, but I do think that we can get close to these things, all these things I have on here, and even if we don't hit them per se, we're still doing really good, if that makes sense. The financial one is we want to buy a house this year if we can. We really would love to do that, because it's like, we have an awesome place we're living at right now, and the rent is really affordable. However, we just don't want to just put our money into a hole. You know, when you rent, you're just kind of throwing money away every month, and if you were to have a mortgage, at least you're putting your money towards your house that you're paying for. So that's kind of our goal, is to get to the point where we can buy a house this year. Later in the year, we're going to start looking into that, which is nice that Garrett's a real estate agent, so he can look for that. I don't want to be in charge of that, so I'll just decorate it once we get one. But that's our goal for later this year, at least start looking by the end of the year. The next thing is to save for a new truck. So my truck is a 2006 Ford F-150, and it's been in actually pretty good shape up until this year. This year it's just like hit its limit. I think it's had a lot of issues, and I've had to take it to the shop for a lot of reasons and all this stuff, and this is the year, of course, that I get the trailer, so I'm just really hoping it can last a couple more years. Now that we put in a lot of work, it's probably going to be fine, but I just want to start saving for another truck and figure out a plan where we can eventually buy a newer truck in the next couple of years. So not to buy a new truck this year, but I want to start saving and get a good amount of money in savings for that truck in the next couple of years. The next one is Arbonne, which if you're not in Arbonne, you're not going to understand this goal. I won't make this too long, but I want to reach RVP. That's the 3rd level of the 4 promotions in Arbonne, which I'm pretty confident I will in the next 6 months, honestly. I want to do that before the end of 2019 for sure. When you reach that level, you also get a free white Mercedes, which would be really nice, because then I don't have to drive the truck everywhere, because that wastes gas. If I'm not pulling the trailer, I need to have a commuter car that's not wasting gas all the time, so that would be really nice to get that car. And then I would like to be making over $6,000 a month by the end of the year in Arbonne. I'm not quite really sure how possible that is. Right now I'm in the 2nd level, and I'm making, I don't know, $2,000 to $3,000 on average a month, but I think that I could easily get up to $6,000 a month in Arbonne next year. The next one is YouTube, which, hello, you're on YouTube right now, and I was actually at 2,000 in the beginning of 2018 subscribers, and then my channel kind of blew up when, well, it started to blow up with the Things Baristas Hate video. I also got a lot of hate from that, so that's pretty fun. But the second one is when I went to surprise Garrett down in Texas when we were long distance. That blew our channel up even more, and my goal in 2018 was to reach 50,000 subscribers, and we got a little bit over 51,000. So we hit that goal. I thought that was a huge goal, but we hit it. So for this year, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna do another big goal and we'll just see how we do, you know, and I'm just gonna be more intentional about making videos. I'm actually, I'll say that in a second, but My goal for YouTube is to hit 150,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And I know that's a really big goal because I'm only at 51,000 right now, but I don't think you make a lot of progress if you don't have a goal in sight. So that's my goal. I'm heading for that. If I don't hit that, I'll still be making progress and be further along than I am right now. We're just gonna see how that goes. And I would like to be making a decent amount of money on YouTube too. I don't really want to share the numbers per se on that because you guys are really nosy and everyone wants to know how much money we make on here, which it's not even about your subscribers, it's actually about your views on your videos, so, and your engagement. I don't really know like how we can judge how much we'll be making on YouTube because it really like it fluctuates every month. But there is a certain number in my head, I'm not going to tell you guys it, that I want to be making every month with YouTube next year. So what I was going to say is that another thing I didn't even write in here was by 2019 I wanted to be fully self-employed. No more part-time jobs or anything because that kind of just drives me crazy. Like my part-time jobs are good. I love the people I work with and work for and all that. But I do think that the more time I put into something that's not my passion or my goal, I'm just kind of wasting my time. And the reason I've been keeping my part-time jobs is like I'm working on my business, I'm working on YouTube, I'm working on Arbonne, but in the meantime I still have 2 part-time jobs and they just kind of feel like a waste of time for me because I get paid the same amount every day I'm there. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I know if you need a part-time job you need one, but personally in my life I feel like my part-time jobs are actually holding me back from these 3 other self-employed things I have going on that really have more potential for me financially, and just they're things that I'm more passionate about, so it's more fun for me to do. So I have been keeping the jobs because I have bills to pay and I want to be financially secure, all that kind of stuff. However, I do think that if I take the leap and quit those jobs, then I'll be able to work harder on those other 3 things and make a lot more progress. So that's what I've decided to do. And actually by the end of January, I will have no more part-time jobs, hopefully. Hopefully that'll last. That's my plan for now. I'm not, both my jobs already know about it. I'm quitting both part-time jobs by the end of January, so that starting in February, it's go time. I want to figure out how to be fully self-employed and just make my other things work. So that's really exciting. I've been waiting for that moment forever. The next thing is Salted Road. Obviously, if you're not following that already, you should follow Salted Road Coffee on Instagram. Right now I don't know, at like 3,000 or 4,000 followers on Instagram, I don't remember. I would like to reach 10,000 followers on Instagram by the end of this year, which I totally think I could do, since I'll actually be in business and be out there in the world, you know, getting exposure and meeting people and stuff like that. So I'd like to grow more on social media. I would like to hire at least a couple people because right now I'm the only person that's working there because it's expensive to hire somebody. Also, I don't really quite know what my schedule is going to look like, and I don't want to promise someone hours if I'm not able to actually pay them. You know, that's not fair. So by the end of the year, I'd like to at least have hired a couple people that I really like and just be besties with them and have so much fun. And the next thing on there is a certain number I have for profit by the end of the year, which I'm not going to share that number with you either. So I do have a goal though in mind of how much I would like to make this year through Salted Road. The next one is personal, and I would like to grow to 50,000 followers on Instagram, which by no means is your followers like your identity or anything. Like I totally do not believe that. However, it's kind of a job for me. This is my job, is social media, and even though I like it and I love you guys, my job is social media, my job is YouTube, and that is something I have to keep up. So if I'm not growing on there, then I'm really not growing in my job. I would like to grow to 50,000 subscribers, or gosh, followers on Instagram. And the next thing is to cook more. I wanted to have some like a new hobby for 2019, but nothing that would be either like an expensive hobby or anything that would be too much time, just because I have so many other things going on that I'm trying to figure out this year and all that. So cooking is easy because we have to eat, and I hate cooking right now. I hate it. I'm trying to find just like easy meals that I like that are healthy, because my stomach is sensitive now to like unhealthy food because I've been eating a lot better. So even if like I cook an easy meal and it has a bunch of fatty stuff in it, like I just feel gross after I eat it. So I just enjoyed none of the process. I hated making it, I hated cleaning it up. I ate it, it might have tasted good, but now I'm sick. My goal this year is to find some easy, healthy recipes that'll make me feel good and that are easy cleanup, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun to try like some more difficult recipes, I guess, but I'm just, I don't really love being in the kitchen, so I like things that are really easy. So we actually just did a crock pot Whole30 chili recipe yesterday, and it was so good. I'm gonna take it for lunch today at work, and it was so easy. Like, I mean, they say the prep time was 10 minutes. It didn't take me 10 minutes because I had to chop up a bunch of stuff, but it still was super simple. Like, you can chop up the stuff while you're watching the TV show, and then it just takes a few hours to cook, and then you got food for the next couple days if there's only 2 of you. That's my next goal, is to get into easy recipes and be better at just making food, because I'm just lazy in the kitchen, so I need to get better at that. And the next thing is relationships. That's actually the last thing I have on my list, and I just want to focus more on those that we're close to. Be patient and humble with Garrett, and just the first year of marriage, a lot of people say is the hardest. Some people say it's the easiest. It really depends on who you talk to, but I think it really just depends on your attitude. I think it depends on your expectations and how you treat each other. So far it's been awesome for us. We actually had a lot of tension right before we got married, but I think it was just the stress of everything. He was, you know, in finals, and he had school, and then we were planning a wedding. I was really stressed because we were planning a wedding. There was family coming to town. I had to move everything to the apartment, the business and everything. It just was super stressful, and actually once we moved in here, our relationship, I feel like, totally changed to a way more relaxing state, and we're in a really good place right now because we're not as stressed and we're not planning a wedding anymore. So that's really relieving. I just want to focus on the people that really matter, you know, like our family. I want to be really close to them, and just not waste time with people that, you know, don't speak life into your life and into you and encourage you. So we're trying to be more intentional about who we spend our time with, and yeah, that's pretty much my goals for 2019. I thought I was gonna make this video a little bit shorter, but it kind of turned out being longer, so sorry about that, but thanks for sticking around and watching it. I hope you guys stick around for our journey in 2019 and just see if we hit these goals, if we surpass these goals, and I want to hear some of your guys' goals in the comments below. So let me know what your goals are for 2019. I'd love to hear them, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day and a good year. Bye!